Okay, so for this next session, I'm going to demonstrate how to create type 3 and type 0 locators and waypoints in the Simpsons hit and run. So we're still using the same template mod. This is a resource that you guys can use to get started. So first things first, we're going to go to resources, scripts, missions, level of 1, m0l.lua. This is the load script. M0I, that is the initialization script. M0L is the load script. This is what manages assets being loaded for missions. So we're going to double click, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy this line, and we're going to paste, and we're going to change M0 to capital L1, capital M0.P3D. This is the name of a file that is in the template mod. If you go back to the root, you go custom files, art, missions, level 01, if I can English, L1 M0.P3D. This is where a bunch of different locators are stored. I'm going to delete most of these because this is an earlier version of the resource. I want to get it to where there's only one of each type remaining. So let's say, for example, we want the player to go to a location. What we're going to do is we're going to launch the game. Let me just do this so I don't have the speaker going. Let me go properties. Okay. That's separate. So we're good. So I'm going to have the game without any sound for this. So I'm just going to launch the game with the template mod enabled. So what I'm going to do is, and before you launch the game, a good idea would be to go to settings and to enable unlock all missions. This is a good idea to enable this for working with the mod. But anyway, we're going to hit new game. We're going to load, go through that. As you see, I still load that. So let's just ignore Marge and just get in the car. So let's say we want to make a waypoint for the... Let's say we want the waypoint to be at, not at the Quickie Mart, but let's put it at the Retirement Castle. Let's just put it at the Retirement Castle for now. So what we're going to do is when we get close to the location, and let's not run over Abe Simpson here. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the file. And as you can see, the one we're messing with right now is a type 0. Type 0 locators are used for locations because they have triggers. It could be the location of a destination or an object. There are multiple different ways that they can be used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F2, or you could just right click and hit rename. And we're going to do M0 underscore retire because we want to drive to the retirement castle. So what we're going to do is for the location, we're going to click from game. But we're not done yet. There's an arrow on the side right here. We're going to click that. And we're going to see that there's a trigger. You can rename it. You don't have to, but it is definitely a good idea to keep things organized, especially if you're debugging. So what we're going to do is, so for location triggers, I generally use for destinations a radius for the trigger size of 20 by 20 by 20. You can use something smaller, something bigger, but that's generally what I personally use. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to from game. So there. And if I have debug test enabled, so we're going to see the XYZ location is the same one as in game for the position and for the trigger. So we're going to save the file. Okay. So let's say I want to have another NPC at the retirement castle, right? So I have to get out of the car. And let's say I want the NPC to be around here, right? So I hit pause or escape, and I do the same thing, but with a type 3 locator. So let me rename this to mission 0. Let's just have Lisa here for some reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to click from game. And with type 3 locators, there's no trigger because because you're spawning an NPC or a vehicle, some sort of object like that. So now we're going to go back to the mission script. So before we start with that, we're going to go to custom text. And as you can see, I have commented this out, but I'm going to remove that, and let's add a mission objective. So this is a leftover from a previous version of the template mod. We're going to do drive to the retirement castle. And then I'm going to hit Control D. So I can copy that mission objective 2. Talk to Lisa. And save that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hit enter here and then hit game.set stage message index. This is the command that determines what string, what text is displayed. So we're going to have the player, I'm going to put 0, 1. So this is going to be the drive to the retirement castle. So we're going to change dummy to go to. Hit enter, tab, and then go to game and type game.set destination. Game.setDestination has 2 arguments. The first argument is the locator name, and then the second argument is some sort of effect or object used that you're going to go into that trigger for. So for the destination, we're gonna go back to here and okay, it's M0 retire. M0 underscore retire. We're gonna type that, and then generally, with these sorts of projects, if you're having the character drive to a location, we're going to put car sphere. That is a generic object that hit and run uses. And what we're also going to do, since we're going to have Lisa there, we're going to do game.add NPC. And game.add NPC also has 2 arguments. The first argument is, let me actually go to an example script because I want to make sure I say the right thing. Yeah, the first argument is the NPC's name, or their skeleton name, which generally, if we go to the game, generally, art, characters, and let's open up Lisa M, that's for Lisa underscore model. If we open that up, generally, the skeleton name usually matches the file name. Sometimes there are weird examples, but usually it's straightforward. So the skeleton name is Lisa. So we go to game.add NPC. The first argument is Lisa. So the second argument is the type 3 locator. So what we're going to do is, okay, so it's M0 underscore Lisa. And we're going to save the game. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to close the game and reload the mod launcher. So now we're going to relaunch the game. Hit new game. So, going to talk to Marge. Okay, so it's loaded. So, the objective is drive to the retirement castle. Okay. So, we're going to drive to the retirement castle. I didn't put a final stage in there. As you can see, Lisa's there, and it worked. So that is right there an example of how to use the P3D editor to make waypoints and how to add them into your mission script.